Okay, I'm going to go through tutorial 2 here, and hopefully it will make a little bit more sense to you. So they start off by asking you to look up the layer properties of that um, country's layer. So I have that a little bit differently than I supplied it to you, but it is folder natural earth, and let's see here. Um, Wrong layer. Let me go back here a bit. I have it in the geo package. There we go. Countries. So that is there. I'm going to right click on that, go to layer properties, put that in here, and I can see here that the path to the layer is listed right here. So I can actually just highlight, get that again, highlight that and say copy, and then I can close this. And now I'm going to go back to my Python editing window, and according to the instructions they gave this, they had code entered as a variable URI. This really could be anything. Um, that's just they chose to call it URI equals, and I'm going to just Control V to paste this, and I have to edit it a little bit to delete. And then I have to put this inside quote marks. So I put a single quote mark there, and go out to the end and put a second quote mark there. And I have, unfortunately, I have my program set up so that it does double quotes um, every time I do that. So I had to edit that a little bit. So what you end up with is doing the scale bar. Let's see with that a little bit so you can see everything. So first line, URI equals, and then in quotes, just the path to that layer. And then the second part of it is they have you add the command to actually um, add the layer. So at this point, you don't know what any of this stuff means, but so just enter it as it's written. You can kind of guess that this one, add vector layer. Okay, and then they have you in parentheses put the path to the vector layer you want to add, and we write URI. We got that from the line above. That it saves us from, we could have just copied in that whole path, the D colon / etc. But instead we're using a variable as a shortcut. We want to call the layer countries, so I'm putting that in double quotes. I could put it, just that's the way they did it in the example, so that works fine. And we're going to call this layer countries when it's added, so that's the name that's going to show up in the layers panel. And then the last component is just the type of code that we're going to use to add this, and this is what's known as a data provider. You don't have to know that at this point. Just type it in and know that this is needed to add that vector layer to the map. We have it. You can run the script. Usually I save it first. I don't think it will even run if I just, let's see if I, oh, it did run it without saving. Okay. So anyway, so that's as far as you got in this. You can see, actually, if we go to the layers panel here, I've added the layer, the countries. and that's all there is to it. So if you have any questions, let me know.